The World's Greatest Lover is such a fun film. This was released in 1977. It's directed and written by Gene Wilder, and we have a cast including Gene Wilder. We also have Carol Kane, Dom DeLuise, Danny DeVito. It's because of Carol Kane that I became aware of this, but I think I might have watched it anyway if I had discovered it because it sounded pretty great, and I'm pleased to say it is very, very funny. Wikipedia describes it as both a tribute and a spoof to the classic silent comedies of the 1920s, and I think that that makes perfect sense. This film studio has decided to have this competition to find their own Valentino because a rival studio is obviously capitalizing off of the success of the attraction of Rudolph Valentino. And Rudy Hickman, played by Gene Wilder, decides he wants to enter this. He wants to become the studio's version of Valentino. And that's what the film is about. And it's also about his relationship with Annie Hickman, played by the wonderful Carol Kane. And I don't want to say too much about what happens, but I will say it is very, very funny. I found this to be so amusing, so entertaining, very creative. The performances are amazing from everybody, and it was just an absolute joy. I don't laugh a lot out loud at films, but I was close to it with this one. And I don't know why it is. It's something I've mentioned before. I can laugh so much with sitcoms, but even the funniest films rarely make me laugh out loud. And I don't know what it is, but this one, yeah, there were definitely elements of that. There were definitely things that I found to be very, very funny. It is creative. Visually, it is stunning. The costumes look great. The sets are brilliant. The performances are fun. The characters are well written. And even if you don't know much about classic Hollywood, even if you don't know much about the silent era, I think you'll still find it to be really joyful and a really fun experience. But of course, if you are a fan of those films or aware of them, aware of the stars at the time, then there will be that extra element of delight. And honestly, while I'm sure there's room for improvement, as there is with pretty much anything, I will say that I rather enjoyed it and cannot really see anything about it where I personally would have preferred it to have been done differently, or I think they should have done something in a different way or different approach. I am very happy. I have no complaints about it. I thought it was a real treat, and I'd be quite happy to watch it again. So if you're a fan of the 1920s, of 1920s Hollywood, if you like films about films, I am generally a big fan of films about films, particularly films about the golden era of Hollywood. Absolutely. If you like the cast, if it just sounds like a film for you, if you're just looking for a fun comedy. Obviously, comedy is subjective. It's not going to appeal to everybody, but it absolutely worked for me. I think I loved pretty much every second of it. The World's Greatest Lover was a real treat, and of course, I'm very, very happy to recommend it.